Alright, now let's get back to this, and we're not going back into Joyous Tower right away tonight. Instead, let's talk about what's happening now, because right now I have 6,000 more points to get to the next rank. 6,000, and I can rank up. So instead of starting Joyous Tower and doing Joyous Tower and then having to do even more game after that to finish up the game, instead we're gonna get the next rank, and then for the very finale we're gonna do Joyous Tower. So in the meantime, we're going to be going into every other dungeon that I have jobs for that are not, well, incredibly stupid. I'll talk about that afterwards. But we're going to be going into regular dungeons with my regular team and doing as many jobs as we can, because it's better to get the next rank before I do my very last dungeon than, well, not. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems kind of silly to do it the other way around. So, we're going to go into the next dungeons with my regular teams. Not my please God let me survive the dungeon this time team. And yes, what I might do for Joyous Tower is going to be what I do usually. Not usually. What I do for Joyous Tower might wind up being more similar to what I did for Purity Forest, just because of my own personal schedule. So like, I might be playing the game in my off time and trying to progress through some floors carefully off stream. Because yeah, like when I'm playing on stream, I do feel pressured to try to get through it quickly, even if that's not the best strategy. Now, of course, like the run that I did have was cursed. I had no food, or the first 3 floors, and then I got 2 Reviver Seeds that entire floor. Like the entire dungeon for floors 1 through 17, I got 2 tiny Reviver Seeds. So all in all, not a great run. Anyways, because we're in the southern cavern, I think I can actually... That's not what I want. I want to change my tactics to go the other way, and I'm doing that because it makes it easier to get through floors. Makes it faster to get through floors, is what I should say. And again, like right now, I don't care about recruiting Pokemon. My goal is just to do jobs. So that generally means getting to a specific floor as fast as I can. So like, Tamagotchi is on... found the stairs first, so we're just going to quickly switch to them. And Dazzle gets to know where everything is, so I think that's actually the route that Dazzle is going to take. It's hard to say because I generally just cannot figure out what's going on with the AI's movements. Anyways, that Geodude didn't have a special ability, so there was not really any point in staying. But yeah, for the most part, just most Pokemon in dungeons right now are too low level to cause any significant damage. A Leaf Hap Vampy is kind of good though. Splitting the party in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon in the early game is a bad idea like it is for D&D, but in the later game, it's the fastest way to get around a floor without having to use items. So many fainted Pokemon. Anyways, I'm kind of treating fainted Pokemon the same way as recruiting Pokemon. Now, I know that fainted Pokemon will always have an ability, but generally speaking, I find so many fainted Pokemon these days that it's absolutely ridiculous. So like, that Magneton, I don't need. I have a Magnezone. Her name is Magda, she's great. I don't need another one. I'm not going to revive that Magneton. There's... Right now in this dungeon, there's not a great point to it. Yes, we're going to proceed without giving it an apple because I keep getting them. Anyways, there's the Delcatty that we need. Delcatty is one of those unfortunate Pokemon, in my opinion. Like, it has a really cute base level base Pokemon. Its evolution is also really cute. Its move pool, I think, is fairly decent, given that it's a normal type, and its stats are terrible. Like, I think it has some of the worst stats for second tier Pokemon. And it's just like, you were done dirty. Like, you were done so dirty, Delcatty. Oh, shoot. Shoot. No one went to the Delcatty. Anyways, I think Delcatty and Skitty are, like, Skitty is a really cute Pokemon, and Delcatty has a neat but simple design, and it's just, like, completely unusable. Like, I don't know if that's a Pokemon that needs to have a third tier evolution or what. Like I just said, there are so many fainted Pokemon in... Oh right, you can have pickup. Anyways, there's quite literally so many of these. And I've talked about them before, like, they'll always have rare abilities. I feel like a lot of the times, like, there might be some manipulation going on there, so that they do at least have, like, there's a higher percentage chance that they'll have something like Food Finder or something. But still, it's just one of those things. Could you find me an apple, maybe? I shouldn't be complaining because, one, it's adorable. Vampy is just really adorable in this game, and I can barely cope with it. Like, just look at it. It's just like a small elephant. Look at how cute it is. Anyways, I think that's actually a prime example of the AI not being that smart. Because it just chooses the best move that you have based on type. Your type, its type, and the move type. It doesn't take into consideration anything else. Oh, and I guess if the move can cause damage. We're not Gen 1. Ugh, Phanpy is so cute in this game. Look at its little legs. Look at its little legs! Look at those go! Oh, it's adorable. I cannot cope with how cute it is. Yeah. So like I know I've talked about how good, like just how much I enjoy the graphics in this title. But like the little animations of like the idle animations of everyone just like kind of bopping their head about, Dazzle's like sort of breathing like movements, just like all of these are just so smooth for the fact that it's kind of done in this watercolor style. And it's really a style that I would like to see Nintendo and Game Freak use in more games. Yeah, Phanpy is... like, sometimes the sprite work for Phanpy is okay. It's still cute, but in this game, it is such a cute design. Uh-oh. Which Pokemon is oh, Dazzle's confused. So, Dazzle might be in a spot of trouble right there because Dazzle can't attack. So the best thing for me to do would be to get to the stairs. Oh, now you're fine. Or not. Oh no, Cubone is the one that's confused now. Anyways, we're leaving this floor. And how much further do I have to go for this one? Okay, we have 2 more jobs. Not too much longer in this dungeon, but still. Gotta boost up this PP and then we'll take care of some things. Like beating up this orphaned child. And then recruiting it. Well, actually no. We're gonna send it on its way. For some reason, I always think that Mega Horn is one of those like one-hit KO moves. So every time I see it, it's like, oh god, this Phanpy is going to die. Where is the routes? All right, so oh, okay, I was going to go in the wrong direction. Yeah, so Timothy has the goggle specs on right now, which lets them see traps. And Dazzle has the X-ray specs, which lets me see where Pokemon and items are. Nothing lets me see where the stairs are, unfortunately. Nope, we still have one more request. No! Leave the baby alone! Leave this little child alone. So yeah, sometimes in this game, when you recruit Pokemon to your team in a dungeon, it feels a little bit like babysitting. So one of the things that happens here in Japan sometimes is like, the daycares take really young children here. Like, really, really young. And sometimes you'll see like the daycare workers taking the kids out on walks. Like, it's the only way I can describe what it is. But you just see like so many of them just like walking in a little line on their very tiny 3-year-old legs, and it's like, you're so small. You're so small. And just like, so yeah, sometimes you see that around town, like 3 and 4-year-old children like walking from, I guess, the daycare to the park. And like buddy system, they're holding hands with each other and or holding onto a rope that has, oh shoot. They're holding onto a rope that's designed to, well, keep children in pairs together. But then also, like I said, daycares here in Japan take very young children. So at the same time that some care workers are taking children to the nearby park, there's also going to be like 2 daycare workers also pushing a cart, basically, of like babies also to the park. And it's like, that's one way to transport children around, I guess. The first time I saw the cart of babies, it's like, oh, that's how. Or something along those lines. It's like, it was just the very first time I had ever seen that. It's like, that makes sense and it works because it's basically a portable playpen for babies. And it's like, I guess that's one way to do it. But admittedly, I don't know where those, like the ones that I usually see, I don't know where what park they're going to. Because where I usually see them, it's like, where's the nearest park in this area? Anyways. Enough about the baby carts. So now, the really unfortunate thing that I learned over the past, I don't even know how many, like, last night, this morning, this afternoon, is that it's really hard to gain enough points to get to the next rank. Like, when I stopped streaming last night, I was still playing the game afterwards because I wasn't streaming it because it was just grinding out jobs. And then this morning, I was playing, and it was just grinding out jobs. And then this afternoon, when I came back from being out, I was still just grinding out jobs. Now, God, that's only 6 floors in. I think I can do this one. But yeah, like, I still have 5,000 more points to go. And like, we spent 25 minutes on that one dungeon. Like, that's how long it takes to do these. Like, it's not fast to do these. And so, like, I'm not even picking up this Southern Tavern one for 26 floors in. Like, that's just too many floors. Grand C, it's kind of pushing it. So I'm going to pick up this one for Mount Far Away. And, like, also, that's only, that's an A rank one, so, like, this Far Off C one is better. But yeah, it's just, you don't get enough points anymore for the ranks. Wait a minute, I want to take a look at the map real quick there. I feel like there's still something to unlock in that one blue space there. Also, can we just say I would really like to be able to actually zoom in on this map and see what's behind the screen here. Because, like, what's the point otherwise? So, Alright, I picked up that one for Purity Forest just in case I still need something to do to get a few more points. Where's the job for this? Okay. Marvelous Sea is not that far in, but we're gonna go there. But yeah, like, I did a 50-floor dungeon that had 9 jobs in here, and it still took me forever. Also, this is technically one of the dungeons where I should try to keep my team together. I didn't mean to walk onto that slow trap, by the way. Because the Pokemon in this dungeon are significantly stronger. Shoot, I have to find an Oranberry first. Alright, found the Oranberry, and I think Manectric is up. That's a Clefairy! Why is there a Clefairy in the Marvelous Sea? Again, like, I think that this dungeon could have been a lot better if they had taken more consideration for just the layout and the appearance of this whole dungeon. Because, again, this is a sea, but there's nothing marvelous about it except for the really weird collection of Pokemon I find in here. And it's like, do something more visually interesting with it. Yes, we are leaving this dungeon. Yes, I am sure about it. We are going. So yeah, we're going to be going through this screen a lot as we just inch ever closer to that next rank. And yeah, like, honestly, that's my plan for tonight, and if we can finish in the next hour, that would be great. If we can't, then we are actually just going to keep going, because I want one stream to at least start Joyous Tower, and I want one stream to finish it. And we're going to go to the Fantasy Strait this time. And we're just going to keep with the absolutely stupid, chaotic version of everyone just try to find the stupid stairs. And yeah, because I'm not babysitting any Pokemon, it doesn't matter who I switch to. Just whoever finds the stupid stairs first. Alright. Tamagotchi found the stairs first, so we're going to be switching to that, and oh no, everyone goes together. Yeah, so up there is a monster house. And the unfortunate thing is that 2 of my team would do fine in a monster house, but Dazzle I would have to be controlling for that, and I don't want Dazzle to just wander into a monster house. Why are there so many fainted Pokemon? Anyway, actually, let's see. Wait, no, right, because there's a fainted Pokemon, there won't be a monster house. I keep picking the wrong menu items. Oh, right, oh god. I got really confused about who I was controlling there for a minute, and it's like, why am I pushing Kimothy and not moving as Kimothy? And the answer is, because I wasn't playing as Kimothy. Alright, we found the stairs, and again, honestly, right now with the fainted Pokemon, I don't have a reason to recruit them unless there's something like an Eevee. Because I don't think I have one. At some point I might go through the list, go through my list of Pokemon and see what I have and don't have. Oh shoot. Oh, you took my apple? You took my apple? How dare you take my apple? Anyways, we are done in this dungeon. So we're going to move on from the Fantasy Straits, and yes, we want to escape. I don't care that there's still something in here. Because all we want today are jobs, jobs, and more jobs. Come get your jobs, come put your jobs on the board. Please, please put your jobs on the board, but make sure they're high-ranking jobs, because I need those points. Advertise your jobs on the board today. Do you have a job for Pelipper to mail to this mailbox? Please, get Pelipper to put mail in this mailbox. But please, if you're in Purity Forest, you're kind of on your own there. Like, Purity Forest is a terrible name, and alright, I'm gonna show you how much I don't use the dojo right now because it's awful. It's bad. So yeah, I'm gonna put 2 more in here, and if you look up top, you can see that I have 230 of these in storage already. And let's just look at the rest of my storage, which I know it's awful. How many things I have in here and how much stuff I just hoard. But that's because I'm from a game era where TMs broke after one use and you got limited number of PP ups. Anyways, I still have 34 gold dojo tickets, 81 silver, and 232 bronze dojo tickets. Because there's no fast way to just say like, hey, I want to keep using, I just want to use up a ticket. I want to keep training this one Pokemon for another 45 seconds. It's kind of dumb how short it is. And it's like, no, you have to go through the entire menu again. You have to sit through this almost the entire menu all over again to train the exact same Pokemon, because you only get to train your Pokemon for like 35 seconds or 40 seconds. The dojo is terrible. We're going to go do this one for 5 floors, even though it's an escort job, because it is just the unknown relic, but this is a babysitting job again. And Pikachu is baby. Like, fight me on that, but Pikachu is baby. Now, the unknown relic, you can get monster houses in here. I don't think that you can get mystery houses, though. I think that is programmed in that you won't get a mystery house. Now, you might get fainted Pokemon, but you're not likely to get a mystery house, I think. Anyways, you know what? We're going to do this one first, and then I know which dungeon I want to do afterwards. No matter how many floors in, we have to go. So, like, if you look around this dungeon... Hang on. There's actually no real point for doing that, I just want to do it. Like, look around at this dungeon and look at all the different textures that they've used on, like, the walls of this place. And, like, even just the floor, too, like, this looks like a relic. And yeah, unfortunately, because this is a babysitting job, I can't actually go... I can't really switch to Dazzle to get to this room faster, because then Pikachu wanders off on its own, and again, this is a babysitting job. You can't let the baby go wander off on its own. Oh gosh, the Pikachu is so far behind. Just look at its little legs. Look at its little legs go. Okay, you have to watch it from this side, but just look at it walk. Also, can we just take a minute to consider the implications that despite Pikachu being a quadruped Pokemon, in this game, it is walking upright. Even though that is, like, not the fastest way for it to go. Like, I actually want to try to get into a long corridor with Pikachu to see... Alright, I'm nearly at this really long room. Oh, but it's long in the wrong direction. I want to see if, like, Pikachu... Even if Pikachu is running, it's still upright, mostly. Like, I guess it does go down when it's running? Oops. Oh, oops, I have to get Pikachu closer. Anyways, Pikachu's gonna go. But, yeah, from what I could see, maybe if I break it down frame by frame, here, Pikachu is actually gonna look like it's running. But, for the most part, I'm not sure that it was actually doing that. Alright, so now there was still something if I had actually taken the time to finish this dungeon, but I'm not about that life. We still have 4,000 more points to go. And because we can, at best, probably get around like an average of 200 points per job, unless I purposely take some of the really difficult jobs, it's still going to take us a long time. Anyways, yet more Bronze Dojo tickets, because it's not like I don't have so many of them sitting in my bag. Anyways, Marvelous Sea, 17 floors, no thank you. Okay, actually, this is only 4 floors into the Meteor Cave, so I'm going to take that one. Because I am curious about what it looks like now that Deoxys is gone. That is a lot of stat boosting items. Not that it matters at this point. Again, like, if I really want to do something awful on stream, the awful thing I would do on stream would be shiny hunting in this game. But I'm not that crazy yet. But no, I said I want to show the unknown relic first. And then I want to go to a specific dungeon. I hope I have it on this list. No, Remains Island isn't what I'm thinking of. Nor is it Meteor Cave. I think it's this one actually, Dark Knight. So, but I don't think we're actually going to get far enough in with this job. Oh well, we'll find out. They only, like, here's the thing, like, the assets they used for this one, like, they didn't use them again anywhere else. Like, this grass, I mean, the water is just the regular water turned purple, and that's what I mean by they can quite easily do something more with the other dungeons. Found a Kecleon room. Alright, that's good enough. Right. Anyways, as I was saying, like, the water is just the regular water turned purple, and like you can actually see the water filter on top of the wonder tile rather than underneath it. So like, what? Why are there so many fainted Pokemon? Anyways. Yeah, like you can see the water actually moving on top of the tile rather than underneath it, which does kind of show you like the graphic, like the sort of like a little bit of the programming for the graphics in this. And the just sort of filters that they apply to the ground and all that. So like you can tell that the water effect is a filter on top of the ground and not actually on the ground itself. So it's interesting, but it does show a bit of perhaps some carelessness. Or maybe that's the intended effect. Anyways. Actually, hang on. Here's the thing. If Cubone actually has a certain ability, this may be worthwhile. Not the best ability. So, Marowak and Cubone can both learn the move Bone Meringue, and I think in this one, Bone Meringue is a multi-hit move. We are going to ignore... Yeah, so Bone Meringue is a multi-hit move in this game, and I think it also is one in the regular games, but it hits so far in this one. And like if Cubone has Food Finder. If Cubone has Bone Meringue and I can bring Marowak into Joyous Tower, that might also be a good strategy for it. Like, look at that. It goes so far. It's like a Hydro Pump, but it's almost a guaranteed twice hit. Rather than have to hope for rain. Anyways, if I didn't have Sableye, then I wasn't going to do that. But yeah, like, I mean, Togetic was following us, and Dazzle is walking through rooms that we've already been through. So, I don't know what the AI does sometimes. Yeah. Oh no, Dazzle, no! No, Dazzle! And of course, if a Pokemon has Grudge up, then the AI does not care. And it will attack it anyways, even if you would rather it didn't, but you still have to control at least one Pokemon. Oh, there's Mega Sableye. But yeah, I don't think I'm actually going to get far enough into this relic to show off the next half of it. Or maybe I will, actually. Anyways, yeah, here we are in the second half of the second part of the Dark Knight relic. And if you look, like, the walls for this are almost the exact same as what they used in the Unknown Dungeon. Like, there's some changes, but like a lot of the assets, they kind of reused them and did like a little bit of detail work to make them a bit more unique. And that's how they made this relic. And it's like, I know that they can do better. Just this one and the unknown relic does show that the graphic designers can do good work even with like limited palettes and limited assets. So like certain dungeons did not have an excuse. Anyways, we have to go find that Azumarill. Alright, there's going to be a Mega Banette somewhere right there. So I think Energy Ball is my best move. I will say this, it is nice that the Pokemon can't actually really target which Pokemon they're going to hit, because otherwise, like, I bet the Mega Banette would not have been attacking Kimothy and would have been going after my Sableye. Anyways, Azurill, I think I said Azumarill, anyways, Azurill is going off to the post office now. But we are leaving this dungeon. But yeah, like, the floor is different, the walls look different, there's some different detail work on the walls here, and even the third half of this dungeon looks different. And just... it does mean that certain things were disappointing. Anyways, we got a Cubone that we're gonna bring to camp. And a Sableye. And a Whismur. So yeah, this job is not going to get us the most points, unfortunately. But we are into the final section that we need. So yeah, that is the difference between the Unknown Relic and the Dark Knight Relic. So we're gonna try to do... Alright, I think I'm gonna rescue unavailable. What? Oh, okay. Right. Right, I forgot. So I can do a rescue job, but if I fail in this dungeon, they can't come rescue me. Anyways, okay, so there are still the Deoxys clones in this dungeon. Interesting. Including the damn defense ones. Yeah, those ones cause the most trouble. Like, to the point where I am gonna change the tactics back to let's go together. Because, like, yeah, the speed one, okay, it's hard to hit. Like, really hard to hit, apparently. But the defense ones had high enough defense that it was really hard to take them down, but they could still hit hard enough to knock out Mew. And yeah, just Meteor Cave continues to be a difficult dungeon. Because, like, I think that's I don't know if that was attack mode. I think that was attack mode. That did a taunt on me. Okay, great. Why did you come in here, Lilip? How did you wind up in here? This is no place for any Pokemon other than the Deoxys clones, quite literally. So I am a little bit curious about the appearance rates of like monster houses and mystery houses in Meteor Cave because it is such a unique dungeon. But that's just something I'd have to look up later. I might go crazy and cut down this stream to like as much as I can. Because I feel like it's going to be another hour of gameplay before I can get to anywhere close to breaking that 4,000. Okay. Sure. Alright, that's... But, I mean, again, it's... The thing that makes the Fantasy Strait good is the Pokemon that you find in here, even if it doesn't make any sense. But anyways, we found Gallade. So yeah, there are some Gen 4 Pokemon in here, which I think goes to... Like, either that was part of the... Which was it? I guess that would have been part of the blue team, the DS version of this game, where I think they put in some of the Gen 4 Pokemon that were released at the time. So like Munchlax was known when Rescue Team Blue Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team, or whatever it was called, came out, because of the Pokemon anime, along with like Pokemon like Gallade. Or also just like Gallade is one of the evolutions of Ralts. But Pokemon like Riolu, Munchlax, Mime Jr. I've never seen a Tangrowth. I just realized that. Anyways. Those Pokemon both... They have their pre-evolution in earlier generation, and their Gen 4 Pokemon, and this game did include a lot of Gen 4 Pokemon. Anyways, God, again, I don't like the water levels because sometimes they're just so bright, especially with the sunny day effect. Like, I can't really tell that the Grimer is the client because of how bright the screen is right now. So like you can barely see the green circle. The green circles around Dazzle and Tamagotchi, and you can't see the blue circle that's around Grimer. And yeah, the yellow circle around Timothy is just small. It's just really small. Alright, where is Combuskin? Wait. When did the X-ray specs get knocked off of Dazzle? Huh. I didn't notice that at all. I have to conga line the Pokemon into this tiny room. And we are leaving again because we're trying to speed run the last points. And yes, we are definitely keeping this Gallade. Gallade, Gallade, whatever. Continuing the same exact thing as before, we are trying to get the next rank up, we are trying to get the final rank up, and we are first going to do this by knocking out this Delcatty. And we're starting off right in the Northwind field because this is where I have the most jobs to do. And I have the client I have to escort around, so gotta keep them alive. But otherwise, this is, like, here's the thing. I am complaining a lot when I play this game, but that's how I chill. Like, when I start getting mad about a game, like, are you kidding me? Anyways, like I said, you have to babysit the client. Yeah, when I start getting really frustrated with a game, like, or something, like, I feel like that's definitely going to be a lot more clear when it really truly happens again. Sometimes complaining is just me, like, wanting something I like to be better. I am enjoying this game, it's just I think that it could be better. Like, the client deciding, like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna stay right here. Even though I am an Abra and I can teleport. So that's been 2 Reviver Seeds that I've used solely on the client. How many floors in do I have to keep this Abra alive? I need to check that right now. Floor 20. Great. I might actually switch the tactics back to go together because of just this Abra. We're not leaving just yet. But yeah, generally speaking, most of the Pokemon in this dungeon are fine for the majority of my team to handle by themselves, but unfortunately, Abra is also part of my team right now. So I have to remember that. And I have to do my darndest to keep this thing alive. And no, I'm not gonna bring along this Crobat. So, like, I already have a Crobat. I don't need another one. And I personally think that Sales Pitch is not a good rare ability. Like, it entirely depends on if you get a Kecleon room to appear, and that's solely up to the RNG. But I'm hoping that I'll get a decent amount of points out of doing this dungeon, even if it does take us a while. Yeah, I just have to wait for the flinch to wear off. Alright, now no, this Crobat doesn't even have an ability. So, never mind that. And Delcatty should have been a Pokemon that got the Fairy typing, but because it was essentially abandoned by Game Freak, Delcatty has neither a new typing nor Mega Evolution or anything. I mean, if you think of Mega Evolutions as a way to improve, or not just improve, make if you think of Mega Evolutions as a way to make Pokemon more viable in the competitive scene, they forgot some Pokemon for that. So that's why I don't think Mega Evolutions were for making more Pokemon competitively viable. I think it was just like, we think that this is a cool idea, let's put this in the game now. Or I think this is going to be a cool redesign, or I think that this would be a really cool type to have for another Pokemon, and that sort of thing. I think Mega Evolutions were just for the rule of cool, and 2, sales. Because, like, the Pokemon that they picked for it, I think were fairly popular, either fairly popular Pokemon, or ones that it made sense for them to have a Mega Evolution. So, like, Mega Banette, I think, was maybe done because either when they came up with Mega Banette's Mega Evolution, I think that might have been like a more souped up variant of an evolution that had been planned for Banette, but they hadn't been able to include it in any generations until Gen 6. Like, I feel like they easily could have put that into Gen 4 if there had been time and space to do so. Or maybe just the design hadn't been finalized yet for Gen 4. And they couldn't put it in Gen 5 because Gen 5 was set in Unova, and there's a Crawdaunt on my ass. So it wasn't until Gen 6 when they could include Banette's evolution. And because of what they were doing for Gen 6, it made more sense at the time to make it its Mega Evolution. Now, unfortunately, Mega Evolutions are now a part of Pokemon Go, where concepts go to die. Like Shadow Pokemon. Which, like, I would love for the Ore games to get remade. Like, I think at this point I would rather a remake of those games rather than a re-release on the Nintendo Switch online system. But I recognize a pipe dream, and then I recognize a bigger pipe dream when I see one. Or rather, when I dream of one. Oh god. Abra, get away from that Pokemon. You may not be as baby as Pikachu, but you're an Abra. You're not exactly a physical powerhouse. Why were you punching the Volbeat, actually? Was it a Volbeat or was it an Illumise? I don't actually remember. I know it just happened a second ago. But that's not the point. The point is that I'm gonna have to switch around my Pokemon because I don't feel like using an apple. Once I get to the stairs, though. Alright, so we're gonna switch floors, we're gonna switch leaders, and we're gonna switch items. And good to know there is a Kecleon room in here. But that's neither here nor there. Don't think there's a job, so we're just gonna go check out what Kecleon has to sell. And hi, Demon Shade. How are you? Oh shoot, I need to pick up these Reviver seeds. Because guess who ate 2 of them? Yes, it was you, Abra. Uh, I'm doing alright. I had to go out earlier today, but it was okay. I spent more money than I ever planned to spend on anything for a long time, and that's my own fault. But I knew a lost cause when I walked into the shop. On the other hand, I now have a very comfortable sweater. Well, it's more like a jacket sweater combo thing. And I found someone who makes the kind of shirt that I like most. Like, just the cut and pattern of it is the cut that I've been trying to find for about, God, 3 years, 4 years now, with no luck until now. Unfortunately, she's not going to have anything in stock like that until November because she makes them herself. So like I have to wait until late November for her to get, well, for her to have in stock the shirt that I want. And then spend even more money. But again, that's a me problem. But my day's alright in the long run. Oh god. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. If it makes you happy, that is great. I mean, this shirt better make me happy. It was a lot of money. And, I mean, it does. Like, when I put it on, it was so comfortable. It was really comfortable, and it really just pulled together the entire outfit that I was wearing that day. And it's like, this was the piece that was missing. Look, I have orange berries. Why were you not like... Oh. Why can't I feed Abra? God, this is bad. Ugh. I should be allowed to feed Abra. Alright. Ah, damn it. Okay, that was stupid. That was stupid. I have orange berries that I can feed to Abra. I hate escort jobs. Escort missions are still the worst. Alright, so... Alright, I know that this game doesn't have the worst escort missions, but I can't think... I played the game. I know I played the game that had the worst escort mission that I can remember. But I don't remember the name of it. Oh, shoot. Shoot, I have to walk over here with this Abra. Can't throw one at it so that it eats it? I don't know. I might have to try that soon. You know what? I may as well try that right now. Because, I mean, it's not going to change anything other than Abra that worked in the original games. I will try it. It worked 10. It worked 10, which is a far cry from what you get if you can just feed it to it normally, but that kinda worked. Thank you for that. Because otherwise it was just going to be another trek with this Abra. Oh, you made a mistake. You made a mistake because I have a water Pokemon. Oh god. What are these core? Oh! Oh! Oh, hello. Hello. We got a mystery house. Alright, so really quickly, I'm gonna come in here, talk to Jinx, and then I'm gonna switch back to Dazzle so that Abra doesn't... it's Bargain! Bargain and Sales Pitch are the worst... are among, like, the worst rare abilities that you can have. Because it's not just even RNG, it's RNG for the floor design, which has some level of pre-programming. Alright, I am going to say that I am a little bit sad that you don't hear the Pokemon cries in this game, because the one for Jinx is just... it's an amazing relic of Gen 1. And it does kind of bring up the question of, like, what sound do Pokemon make? Because some people assume that it's the exact same as in the anime, where the Pokemon say their name in some variation. And mostly they did that in the anime so that children would know the Pokemon right away. Like, they would see a Totodile and they would know it was a Totodile because it was saying the name Totodile over and over again. Well, I don't think Totodile actually said Totodile. I don't remember if Totodile said its name in the English version, but my point still stands. The anime's convention was actually just based on making sure that children could recognize Pokemon quickly and easily. Whereas if you look at the main game dialogue, in the Germans one, it did? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember, is the thing. I watched the anime Gen 1, well, Indigo League, Orange Islands, a lot of Johto, but I definitely missed a lot of Johto because, I mean, just admittedly, that's when they had a ton of filler. Like, the amount of filler that they had for Johto was by far, I think, some of the most that they've ever had for the series. Like, later anime seasons, arcs, whatever you want to call it, had the problem that the games were getting ahead of the anime. So, like, they were already moving on to the next region in the game before the anime was ready. Sometimes. Or, like, for the Battle Frontier, they moved that to Kanto instead of keeping it in the Hoenn area. And that was, I think that was kind of because they weren't ready in the anime to move on. Wait. No one brought you to your friend. Anyways, what was I talking about? Anyway, alright. The Pokemon saying their name and the anime. I watched a lot of the anime and I watched it so long ago that the episodes were new when I was watching them. So I don't remember what Totodile said anymore, is the long story short. But going back to the original topic, if you pay attention to the games at all, the Pokemon don't say their names in their dialogue boxes. Most of the time, they are making animal sounds. I think it's only in later games where they might have changed that to the Pokemon saying some variation of their names. Alright, we got a Nuzleaf. Oh man, I could have called it Nuzlocke. Oh well. It's not like I'm gonna use it. The end is nearly in sight. Anyways, back to Jinx. The long story short is that Jinx has an amazing Gen 1 era cry. And it is a little sad that they don't have it in this game, just so that you guys can hear the blaka blaka blaka. That is Jinx. Or just whatever the hell sound that Execute makes. Like, that is not a sound that humans can replicate. Yeah, the Jinx sound is just amazing. I cannot do it justice, and the same goes for Kricketune. I cannot do that sound the justice that it deserves. Like, Kricketune the or whatever it is, I can't do it. Like, those are just two top tier, yep. Whoop. I can't do them, but they're great. But yeah, you can definitely tell some of the Pokemon cries and just what generation they came from as well. Because of how just tinny they are. So you have Gen 4's Kricketune compared to whatever the hell sound that Execute makes. And Jinx's blaka 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 blaka. Nidoking is a good example. I don't remember Nidoking's, but I'm going to take your word for it. But yeah, you can tell when the game has just used the original Gen 1 assets, and when they've sometimes decided to use the Stadium assets because they are a little bit cleaner sounding. But, oh right, I forgot. I had switched the items on Dazzle and Kimothy. Also, can we just talk about how ridiculous those two tunnels are? So yeah, some people do prefer the Stadium Pokemon cries, and some people prefer the nostalgia of the Gen 1 chiptune set. Yeah, the dungeon designs in here, you can definitely tell that they're procedurally generated and not properly designed. I'm just saying. That's actually I think that's a pretty good conversation to have. There are quite a few games, especially in the recent year. There's been a lot of games in the recent year that have been using procedurally generated levels in a dungeon crawler style game. Cult of the Lamb does it. The Gunslinger, the Devolver game, where you have to enter the gungeon. That's it. Enter the gungeon, exit the gungeon. Cadence of Hyrule, the original one for that one. They are using procedurally generated levels, and Binding of Isaac, yeah. And the question is because so many developers are using that as a way to create levels, does that mean especially some indie developers where they don't necessarily have the resources to make very intricate dungeons, is the art of dungeon design disappearing? And you can argue, there is some argument that dungeon design is disappearing in games, because we haven't had long, intricate dungeons, I feel, in a lot of games in a while. A lot of it has been... There's been a lot of open world exploration, and I don't know how many of them have really gone into... Oh... Another mystery house. I don't know how many of them have really gone into designing dungeons for open world games. And like, admittedly, Pokemon... There's been a few dungeon puzzles, actually. Like, Seafoam Islands, what's the one up in Johto called? Ice? It has a very simple name for what it is. Whirlpool Island, but I'm thinking of the ice cave. With the ice sliding puzzle in Gen 2. I think it's up near Blackthorn City, because that's, in theory, where you would pick up an ice Pokemon to fight. Yeah, between the 7th and 8th gym, yeah. Yeah, because you need an ice type to fight the dragons, don't you know? It's okay. You can't write today. I understand. I can barely speak today. We're on even footing here. You're among friends. No language, only Pokemon. And the discussion of what sounds they make. People pick up ice types there. I brute forced my way through the 8th gym. Yeah, some people do take the time to get ice types there before they fight Claire. Whereas normally, Brain, I have Pokemon. Yeah. Yeah. There is just way too much of my brain that is taken up with just Pokemon knowledge. Yeah, so like, although usually by the time I get to the 8th gym, I already know what Pokemon I want to have. So like, I may not even pick up an ice type there, I just might take the time to figure out yeah. Like, I usually will just take the time to figure out, like, which Pokemon I have can learn an ice type move. And I call it a day. So like, unless I have my heart set on adding a certain ice type to my team, by the time we get them in the game, it's too late. So that is one of the changes I'm hoping for with Scarlet and Violet, that we'll be able to add Pokemon to the team, to our teams, at a better rate for raising them up together. So like, one of the problems I typically have with Pokemon is that I will design the team that I want beforehand, and then by the time I get around... Right. Anyways, I usually pick out the team that I want to have before I start playing. But by the time I get around to adding, like, getting all of my team together for the game, it's already, like, the Pokemon that I already have on the team are going to be so many levels ahead of the one that the last one that I add to my team, that I then have to spend like hours grinding to like get that one Pokemon up to the same level as the others. I have respect for people who can change their team. I have my 6 Pokemon and cherish them forever. Maybe change some moves like you do. It depends. Sometimes when I'm playing a game, I will, like, because I'll have, like, the team that I want to have for battling the Elite Four, that part doesn't change, but because I add members one by one, there's usually, like, a few open slots on my team, and I'll just, like, slot in a Pokemon there that makes sense for whatever gym I'm dealing with at the time. So, like, I think a good example would be... do I have another letter? I don't know! No! Oh no. Shoot. That mystery house is just gonna stay there. I know. And like, I'm finally getting mystery houses instead of fainted Pokemon. Anyways, we're here to do jobs. Yeah. But anyways, usually with my teams, when I'm doing the gym challenges, I'll have like an extra slot or two available for me to like add a Dugtrio. Yeah, actually that's a good example. Adding Dugtrio to my team temporarily to just smash my way through Lieutenant Surge, and then Dugtrio will go back into the box. Because I will have something else in mind for my team. But yeah, like, usually by the time I add, like, the 6th member to my team, they're so underleveled compared to what I have already that I then have to spend a long time grinding the rest of the levels. Like, I had to do that with Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and it was tedious. It wasn't as tedious as it has been in previous games, but it was still long. So like, I'm hoping that with Paldea's like open map, there will be a way to like, the Pokemon will like level up with you. But there will still be pockets where it's like, yeah, here's some like level 10 Pokemon for you to fight if you want. So, I don't know, I'm just hoping that maybe, yeah, I guess something a bit more like the wild area. Where it's like, yeah, the Pokemon have leveled up with you. But then also, like, let me just immediately run into the snowy area and fight a Titan and add it to my team right away. Please, can I do that? And Armor Rouge. Like, I've got 4 members of my team picked out for Scarlet. And I'm saying Scarlet because I have made a decision about what one particular Pokemon that I'm going to have on my team. Yeah, grinding is tedious. And yeah, I'm trying not to get my hopes up about Scarlet and Violet, but some of the stuff that we have seen is good, and I mean, there's some stuff where it's like, was this bug tested properly? Or did you know that you had left that asset in the game before you streamed it? I want Scarlet also, but I need to convince a friend who get Violet to give me one Mega Man Pokemon. You mean Ceruledge? So I'm getting both games, if I'm honest. I'm gonna be streaming Scarlet, and I'm going to be playing Violet in private. I kind of learned from streaming Arceus that I did want to have, and like this has just been an ongoing learning process with the games. Like, I want the 2 titles so that I can have. Oh, I want the 2 titles so that I can have, like, one game is like my ultimate final version. I mean, I should not be buying both of them, but it's just over several years I have learned that I would prefer to have the 2 games. Like, I haven't replayed so many of the games because I have only one of them. And there are certain Pokemon that you can't get again, or there are just certain things that are stuck in one save file. So like in my playthrough of Arceus, I have the Garchomp outfit, but if I reset that, I'm gonna lose that. And I don't want to. And if I restart my version of Brilliant Diamond, I'm gonna lose the Platinum outfit. Because those were limited time or serial codes. And I have the spiky-eared Pikachu in my Heart Gold game somewhere. And I can't get that spiky-eared Pikachu out of the game. It's literally stuck in that game. It can't be traded, it can't be transferred. Yeah, I have Victini from the original Black release. I can never delete that file. Same. And I can't get it off of there now either. So I've never replayed Black. And the same goes for a lot of the other games too, because I had only one version of the game. Yeah, the only way to get another is with the Pikachu colored Pichu. Yeah, there's just so many things like that in the Pokemon games where it's like, if you can't trade it to another file, it's gone forever. Like, there are some things that don't transfer, like a lot of the new digital downloads that they have for games. Ultimately, I've learned that I would rather have 2 copies of the games, and like one would be for just replaying the game when I felt like it. Like, it would be just basically the burnable copy. And some of it is definitely about me learning to stop hoarding as much, but that's something for me to bring up with at a later date. Let's see how much more there is to do. 1,900 points. We can do this. We can do this. We can get the next rank before I try Joyous Tower again. Yep, the finishing line is there! It's so close! I've been working on this for the last... Okay, I've been working on this for a very long time. You were there. You were there when I got this rank and discovered that there's another rank beyond Master. So, like, you know how long I've been working on this. And more to the point, I've been grinding them for the last 2 days. Actually, only the last 2 days? I've been grinding them more than the last 2 days. Yeah, like, your surprise is still there, like, why add another one? I don't know. I don't know why they added another one. I'm still in shock that, like, my title card is almost completely done, and I still have not done Joyous Tower. And the thing, like, I know that the last thing for the title card is this last rank, so it's like, what is Joyous Tower for? Also, I just realized I forgot to empty out my bag. So, I'm gonna do Joyous Tower, and I'm gonna find out what's at the end of Joyous Tower. And I'm probably gonna get very upset about doing 99 floors. And I'm not even gonna get a t-shirt out of it. I'm not even gonna get anything on the title card to show that I did 99 floors. I have 99 problems and they're all floors. They're all just Mystery Dungeon floors. Anyways, I know that you're playing this Demon Shade, and my advice is don't do Purity Forest. Or do it at your own peril and do the cloud save. Do cloud saving for your own sanity. But yeah, I was hoping to start Joyous Tower tonight and have it be the absolute last thing I did, but that's not gonna happen. I did it once in the original and my misery is still there. Yeah, Purity Forest seems like the sort of place that scars you for life. Like, I did it in this game. I never want to do it again. You did it in the original. If you're going to try to get Celebi, I suppose you have to do it again. But man. Also, God damn it. There's just one tile of water between me and the stairs and me and the exit to this room that gets me closer to the Pokemon I need to talk to. But I can't cross it! Dungeon design, yes. Procedurally generated dungeon design. Anyways, there's a part of me that's like, if I were making a Pokemon game, there would be dungeons in them. They would be more like... Okay, Pokemon Ranger had good dungeon designs. And like, they did some really good stuff with Pokemon in Pokemon Ranger. So yeah, if we're gonna have the topic, if we're gonna discuss dungeon design in Pokemon games, like, let's talk about the Pokemon Ranger games. Because those did something really cool with the Pokemon. And like incorporating both the Pokemon into the overworld and like into the in-game battle part. And I think that could have been something really cool to bring back in the main series games. Like, do you have a Psychic type Pokemon on your team right now? Yes? Okay, you can break down this Psychic type door easily. And I say the word easily because, like, the whole thing with Pokemon Ranger was that you could recruit the Pokemon temporarily to your team and, like, dismiss them when you were done with them. And I would say, like, to bring it to the main series games... Oh, I can't do anything with that apple anyways. And I think that bringing it to the main series games, it would be more like, alright, do you have a Psychic type Pokemon on your team right now? Yes? Okay, you can use Finesse to sort of just break open this door and, like, not startle whatever's on the other side and land yourself in a alpha Pokemon battle right away. If you don't have one, you can break down the door with your Pokemon, but it's going to use up PP, health, etc., to do so. I think that would be a cool way of integrating that into the games. Without, like, having, like, here's more HM moves that we have been trying to get rid of from the games. Because we recognize that we no longer need them in games. Anyways, oh god, there's an Electrode in here. Yeah, I think like the Pokemon Ranger games had really cool concepts. And it's a shame that we're never going to get them back. Like, I'm going to say that the Pokemon Ranger games... Damn it! I had to come in this room anyways. But, like, the Pokemon Ranger games are never going to come back to the Switch, unfortunately. Like, it doesn't make sense for them to... It doesn't make sense for them to port them over to the Switch because of the way that you literally have to play the game. Would be better if the moment you are able to use them, they're like, oh, you got a water Pokemon, you can surf or use Waterfall. I would fear my scream if they would add them. Yeah, like, that's really the main thing with the Ranger games, is that you would never be able to play them in docked mode. Not as they were originally made. And if you were playing it in handheld mode, pray for your screen. And again, like, that's one of the reasons why, like, the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl ports were not as good as they could have, Oh right, I have a job on this floor. Yeah, so like if they were to bring over the Ranger games, they would have to remake them. And like they could remake them. I have said before that you could remake them by retooling. Oh wait, what do you need? Oh, you need that Pecha Berry. Shit, it's over here. We're having a mirror fight over there. And I've seen the argument that it's like, oh, it wouldn't be the same if they changed it so much and made it motion controls with the Joy-Con. It's like, that would still be fine because at least you would have access to the game. Like, I'm saying remake the game instead of re-release it. And part of the remaking process would be recognizing that what they did before wouldn't work for the new one. If you would remake them, you could use the Switch controllers, but how would you play in handheld? So, like, here's the thing. I would change it so that it would be a bit more of a traditional game. You would have the option... Oh, I can leave. You would have the option to play it the two ways, kind of like the Skyward Sword re-release. You have the option to play it as it was originally made by swinging around the Joy-Con like a madman, or you have the option of playing it more like a traditional Zelda game with the buttons and all that stuff. And I think that doing something similar, like, I haven't quite worked out all the details, but basically take Skyward Sword controls, take the Skyward Sword controls and, like, incorporate that into the Ranger games. Like, perhaps you would also kind of make it into a rhythm game as well, and a timing game. So like you have to press the A button in time, or you have to move the Joy-Con, the controller, as indicated on the screen. So like if it says like do a circle with the joystick, you do a circle with the joystick. But you have to do it at the right time, or at the right speed. And some of it is just making it more accessible as well. So like having the two options of like swinging around the Joy-Con to imitate like whipping out the capture styler, and having to try to control that with your motions, and having the option of doing that but with the controller, I think would be the compromise between the two. Yeah, press a A button, you could draw circles with the Joy-Con. Yeah, so like that would be the quote-unquote intended mode of sorts. But then the handheld mode would be more like an action RPG sort of part, where you have to sort of fight the Pokemon a bit more. So like, I don't know, maybe incorporating some of the stuff from Arceus as well, with having your character dodge around. So like, I haven't worked it all out because like I'm not paid by the Pokemon Company. Please pay me, Pokemon Company, to actually work on this idea for you. But basically one of the things would definitely be just like making the game have the two options so that people can play it no matter what sort of movements that they're able to do. I think I actually might need to stay in this room with Dazzle. Because I forgot, this is the Marvelous Sea. The Pokemon here are level 60. But hey, at least this isn't an escort job. But, like, Pokemon Conquest, that would be easy to port. Just put it on the Nintendo Switch Online or something, and just re-release it that way. Or, like, you know, do something so that we can play... Oh wait, there's a job on this floor. Right. Who's closest? Dazzle is. So, like, Pokemon Crystal is still on the top of the Nintendo DS eShop store front right now, and it's been on the top for ages. So, like, Nintendo is gonna be shooting themselves in the foot if they don't find a way to bring back the eShop. Well, if they don't find a way to bring some of the games that you could buy in the Nintendo DS and Wii Shop to the Switch. Yeah, they would miss out on sales big. Ah, come on! How many more points do I need? I am going to finish this, and I'm going to have a hell of a time editing this later, but we're going to finish this. Alright, what do I need to finish this? I need 1,000 points. Help me, God. Help me, Arceus. I know you're not in this game yet, but help me. We're going to be doing a lot of one-off dungeons. Arceus doesn't exist yet in the Pokemon canon. Anyways, we're going to go to the Fantasy Strait. Actually, because it is the Fantasy Strait, I'm going to go in with this team instead. Although, I mean, it's not a water dungeon, but whatever. It's something different. But no, God cannot help us get to this finish line faster because God doesn't exist yet. Uh-oh. Just find the stairs, someone, anyone. Anyone? Can anyone find the stairs? Why are you guys walking in the opposite directions of rooms that have not been uncovered? The movements are so weird. The order is to not follow me. Dr. Wily and Magda are totally just sightseeing. Only Mewtwo is on the mission. Oh no, that's the strong Pokemon in here, and I can't remember what the strong Oh, I remember what the strong Pokemon is in here. Oh no, I remember what the strong Pokemon is in here. Help me. It's an Altaria. Although out of my entire... Why are you here? Why are you here? You two know... Oh god, don't... Okay, no, I have to take control. I have to find out... Oh god. Oh god, it's the one room that's over here that neither of them went to because they just decided to follow me. The AI in this game is not intelligent. It's just A. And the AI in this game is 99% of my frustrations with this game. Like, they don't follow any sort of logic that I can understand. The movements don't make sense. And like, whatever they have set to their priority should not be the priority. Like, I think they are programmed to go after Pokemon. Like, no matter what you set them to, except for the one order that is to not go after Pokemon. They are programmed to fight Pokemon by priority. So like, even if it is like, oh yeah, there's an empty room over here, and the logical thing would be to have for the go the other way, the logical thing for the go the other way command would be to have the Pokemon go the other way and explore as much of the dungeon as possible. But they are programmed to in fact fight Pokemon as their main priority. And what this means is that the logical step of like, hey, check out each room in the dungeon first, gets a much downgraded priority. To the point where it's like, you guys are on the opposite end of the floor where you should be, and I literally have to swap control from my main Pokemon, which can be a really bad decision, to make sure that you guys are going the right way. I have to find a Max Ether first. And we also have to fight another Mega Altaria. So yeah, they are programmed to fight Pokemon as their main priority, almost no matter what. I also just want to say that I have fought the boss Pokemon in the Fantasy Strait more times than I have ever fought it in the Marvelous Sea. Admittedly, the one time that I did see it in the Marvelous Sea, I ran away from it on the map, but it didn't appear until like floor 17 or 16 in that run. So like, I don't know if I just got unlucky with it appearing in the game at all. I didn't even know they could respawn. Welcome to hell! These strong Pokemon can respawn. I don't think I've ever had to fight two on one map at a time, thankfully. But yes, the strong Pokemon respawn, and sometimes the strong Pokemon are shiny. It is the only way to do shiny hunting in this game. Recruiting them is really tedious. I think you need to have like the friend ribbon, false swipe, squad up friendly, and like the inviting orb to even get like even remotely a chance of recruiting them. It's ridiculous. Right now I have no plans of trying to go for affiliate. Like, if it happens, then it happens. But like, right now I'm not trying to go for it. I can't be bothered to figure out the taxes in Japan for it, if I'm perfectly honest. Oh god, oh god. There's a jinx. This is an escort job. This is an escort job. We are going together. Dazzle, Tomogachi, get back here. But yeah, if I got affiliate and I started getting subscribers, shiny hunting in this game would be like a very long away subscriber goal count. And the title of that stream would be, "Watch me lose my goddamn mind." Oh yeah, really funny. I couldn't really get a good shot of that, but the Deoxys clones can be found sleeping in the dungeon. Me shiny hunting in this game would be like a 1,000 subscriber goal. I would subscribe, I sadly can't. No one can because I don't have affiliate, so don't worry about it. It looks funny when they sleep. I couldn't get close. I wasn't careful enough to get closer to it so that you could see it more clearly, but hopefully there'll be another one that's sleeping that we can come across, and you get to see it in its full glory. But yeah, just like right now, we're having a really hard time finding the damn stairs in here. Do you want a recommendation for this dungeon if you don't know it already? Oh, fuck me. Oh, fuck me. This is a defense one. Thank you for teleporting. What the hell is this dungeon layout? This was designed by a madman. The one that's up in the top corner is sleeping, so we're gonna go over there so you can see what I mean. Meteor Cave is one of my favorite dungeons in this game, actually. The AI has gone chaotic evil with this dungeon, and I actually like it. The problem I have with Fantasy Strait and Marvelous Sea is that they didn't do very much except make Pokemon stronger. Alright, so there it is sleeping. And it's just gonna hang out like that right there. And they can totally spawn in asleep. It's like Deoxys made a clone and it's like, 5 more minutes, please. 5 more minutes. It's the best thing. It's just totally the best that even the clones will spawn in asleep. This is the only dungeon I feel that has had such weird AI layout like that. And this was also the only dungeon where they actually had a new challenge for whenever you got to the stairs. I'm not going to say what it is if you don't remember it, but this was, yeah, this is the only dungeon where they had done something like that, and it's like, this is really neat and new. And I feel like I didn't get that in Marvelous Sea and Fantasy Strait. Like, those two just felt like, yeah, here's older dungeons, older water dungeons, just everything is stronger now. And it's like, cool, I didn't ask for this. Anyways, I feel like they missed out on the opportunity to make Fantasy Strait a prismatic pastel nightmare, and I regret it so much, and I think they should also regret it. That's definitely a monster house. Do you want to go check out, a monster house in Meteor Cave? I can't remember that this cave dungeon exists, but I love the design and only legendary Pokemon. Yeah. If you want, sure sounds like fun. Yeah, so again, like, just one of the things is that, oh god, the speed forms are so hard to hit. Anyways, yeah, this is basically the Deoxys special dungeon. Timothy is definitely my main attacking force in this game somehow. We're gonna go over here to the monster house and just look at this hellscape. All of those are Deoxys forms. Like, oh, hey, you can see the little icon there. Yeah, just listen to that. Deoxys and others pressures. Yep. The game just gave up. And like each individual one as well made me lose PP. So like, that's how messed up it gets. Yep, it's great. But the game just like gave up. Anyways, we're gonna go to the stairs because I just have to get to one more floor and survive it for this Jinx. This dungeon does a number on your move PP. Alright, we have to find Tropius, so where is that? Oh, it's up there. It would be very easy to get to if this were a better designed dungeon, but it's not. This is a hellscape. There's gonna be something coming up on our butt. The AI is at it again. Like, at this point, the AI, it's basically just Deoxys. Deoxys hates you. Deoxys fell from the sky and it just doesn't like it at all. It woke up here and it's like, no, send me back. I want to go home and I cannot. So really, like, Deoxys just wants to go home. Oh shit, I want to leave. Deoxys was like, damn, you destroyed my meteorite, now suffer. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Or just like, where am I? Why does everything hurt? Get away from me. This is my hole now. So anyways, that's Meteor Cave. And it's the dungeon that has probably impressed me the most in the post-game. A lot of them felt like just the same variation of each other, or earlier ones, but that one introduced a new element and filled it to the brim with Deoxys as well. Let's try this one in the Silver Trench. And because it's only 4 floors in, typically that team would be fine, but this is my water team. The Silver Trench, the Marvelous Sea, and the Fantasy Strait look the exact same. There is nothing that differentiates it from the others except for what Pokemon appear. And I think that is a real shame. And like maybe some of it is just like I had spent so much time in the Silver Trench recently because it's 99 floors. But getting Fantasy Strait... No, Fantasy wasn't the Kyogre dungeon. I don't even know what Fantasy Strait exactly is, other than like, hey, you did everything. Here's another dungeon. Oh shoot, right. You can't walk on water. Fantasy Strait is the one that has the Altaria in it. And quite honestly, like, the Pokemon that appear in the Fantasy Strait are the only thing that make it different from the Silver Trench. Like, visually, nothing is new. The music, I don't think, is even new. And, like, just after doing this one for 99 floors and a whole bunch of other water dungeons, I wasn't impressed. That they, 1, went with yet another water dungeon, and 2, didn't play around with the filters like they had done for the Dark Knight Relic. So like, I cannot even begin to tell you what's different about the Marvelous Sea and the Fantasy Strait other than what strong Pokemon appears. Hell yeah, squad up Squirtle. Alright, I want to try to remember to nickname this Squirtle because it's not every day that you get a squad up Squirtle when you had the Squirtle squad. All I need now are some cool glasses for it. Magda, do you want to, like, do anything? Magda really was not going to do anything. Yeah, I need them triangle shades. No, the leader had the triangle shades, the rest of its gang, the rest of the Squirtle squad had the round ones. I know this lore too well. Anyways, this one's going to get a name, and this one is going to be... This is actually the name that I give to a lot of my Squirtles, because of both the triangle shades and an old anime. This is Kamina. I think just one more. One more that's going to be... Not that one. That's not going to be enough. 7, I think, is going to be the best we can do. 7 floors, let's go. I don't care that it's an escort mission. Okay, but seriously, what was the... There was a game where the escort job was an absolute nightmare. Because if the person that you were escorting could get attacked, and if they got attacked too many times and they were very fragile, they would faint and you would have to start all over again. I think that was how it worked. Yeah, it was a nightmare. I'm really trying to remember what the game was. I think there was also another element of like, oh yeah, if they got too scared, they wouldn't move. I don't think it... Was it the... I don't know if it was the Ocarina of Time, actually. Not the Princess Rudo part. But later on. It might have been in a different game altogether. If I didn't have to escort the Poochyena, and the Poochyena would keep up, I would probably have everyone split up to try to find the floors. Alright, this is just a tunnel. So yeah, like, let's talk about this floor. It is bad, but everything is still connected in a way that makes some sort of vague sense. It's not like the meteor cave rooms. I couldn't tell, it's been a few years since I touched Ocarina of Time. Magnemite have room attacks? Yes, it has discharge. Some of the advice I had received for doing the water floors were basically get a Pokemon with discharge, get another Pokemon with discharge, and just let them go to town. And pick some good rare abilities to help. So the original team that was recommended to me was have Kyogre, Zapdos, and another Pokemon that can have discharge, and then just let them run wild in the Silver Trench to get through it easily. I went with this team instead because one, Magda was one of the first Pokemon I had ever recruited and used extensively in my playthrough, in the early part of my playthrough. So I want to have Magda on the team. Electra has Steamroll and has really good stats. Because, well, Electra is a Mewtwo. And I went with Electivire because it's a good electric-type Pokemon. And it doesn't take up as much space as a Zapdos does. And yeah, the reason why you would bring a Kyogre along is because it has the rain ability. And it just makes it rain all the time, so if you need thunder, thunder's always going to hit. However, I just found that Zapdos and Kyogre are so hard to maneuver around dungeons that it wasn't worth it. Anyways, more fainted Pokemon, and I don't need a Magneton, so I'm not gonna give it an apple. Yeah, the sprites are huge. They are so hard to move around. Alright, I don't remember if I have a Gulpin or not, so I actually am going to go over here. So yeah, I've played with Kyogre. I got Kyogre all the way down to fight Groudon. I do have a Gulpin, damn it. Oh well. I brought Kyogre all the way down to fight Groudon because I could. And it was hard. Oh, there is a sleeping Pikachu. I did. It's great. It's either on my YouTube channel right now or it's going to go up soon. Discharge is a good move. Anyways, the fight between Kyogre and Groudon is on my YouTube channel. I think I called the episode Battle of the Titans if you want to find it. Anyways, we are done! And Gulpin, can we fit it? Alright, so its name is Turkey because it's turkey dinner because it's done. It's a really dumb joke in my family. Stick a fork in me and call me Turkey because I'm done. No! No! Oh god, how many more points? What do I need to do? 150! One last job. We're going to do Frosty Forest as fast as we can. So, tactics. Not going together. Go the other way. And Timothy, you're going to run. We're holding down the B button and you're just going to go, go, go. Except for every time that you stop for no apparent reason. Go, go, go! Why are you here? Why are you two on the north side? There are empty rooms down here to look through. Alright, who's going to make it to the stairs first? Or accidentally wander into a monster house? One of the two things will happen. Either I'm going to have to shift focus because somebody found the stairs. So yeah, either I'm gonna have to change Pokemon because we found the job first, or we found a monster room by mistake, or we found the stairs. Not yet. We are being certain that we're getting the last 150 points. I did not mean to do that, but okay. Oh great, the stairs are right here. And we didn't get lucky twice in a row. It could never be so simple. Alright, so Dazzle found the stairs first, so... Dazzle's now in control. Does it change anything? Not really, because, well, we have a Ditto fight, but... we're actually quite capable of handling that, but we also need to be on the other side, just to be sure. Because the AI is not intelligent. I try very hard to come up with some good YouTube names. I may not put a lot of work into editing the videos all the time, but I do try with the video names. I'm gonna keep with pretty much the same style for this series on YouTube, where it's just like, alright, here's an hour of the stream, cut it down, here's the next hour of the stream, cut that down. If something went terribly wrong, well, you get to see a special splash page. But for the most part, there's not too much heavy handling with the editing that I've done in that one, and most of my streams, but this stream is going to be where I do the most work. Anyways, we found it, we did it. We are leaving this dungeon. Come on, come on. Get me the points. We got the points! We got the final points! Rank up, Master! Grandmaster! Oh no. Oh no, please. Is this the last one? Is this the last one? We got a lovely bonus, but I didn't read the message because I pressed through it too fast! But wait, there's more! Greater bonus! As long as there are Pokemon out there in need of your help, your rescue work will go on. Keep working hard to rescue Pokemon. We did it. We did it. I'm going to save and quit the game so that you can see that we did it. But we did it. We did it. Is there going to be anything... Is there anything special at the end of the game? Not here. Not here. Alright, so the game doesn't celebrate other than that we've gotten the absolute final rank in the game. Like, Mr. Shifty over here, who's still normal rank, has nothing to say about it. Down over here, I can't throw myself off the cliff, but that's good. You have nothing new to say to us, I bet. Like, do you have... Yeah, no, you have... We got the rank of Grandmaster. And there's nothing for you to say. Alakazam proud of their gold rank while you go the extra mile and achieve the Grandmaster rank. We are the Grandmaster Rescue Team. Like, there's no sort of celebration in the game. So, check that out! We're done! We are officially done with the game. There's only one thing left to do. and that is to get back into the Joyous Tower and climb all the way to the top and find out that there's not even a t-shirt at the end. So, that is going to be next time. Thank you, Demon Shade, for hanging out with me in this final hour and whatever it was that you were here for. Thank you for joining me on this final step.